Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to a Friday night devotional. Just wanted to share with you from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16. It's a very short verse if you've ever looked at it, and it says this: always be joyful. That's it. Always be joyful. Now go and do it. No, I'm just kidding. So I wanted to give you a little cross-reference actually from 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 10. It says this: our hearts ache, but we always have joy. We are poor, but we give our spiritual riches to others. We own nothing, and yet we have everything. How can Paul say, he's the one telling us this in 1 Thessalonians and 2 Corinthians, he's telling us, always be joyful. And then he goes to say, our hearts ache, but we always have joy. How is that? Why? I don't understand. At one point in my life, I thought, I don't understand. How can you always be joyful? And then I found the reason for that. The reason for that was in Romans chapter 5, verse 8. This is the reason we should always be joyful. Romans chapter 5, verse 8. But God showed his great love for us by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners. So here's the reason to be joyful at all times. Because when you were a sinner, and when I was a sinner, and we were actually the enemies of God, God came down in the form of man as Jesus Christ, died on the cross for yours and my sins. I should be joyful because God went to great lengths to bring me back to himself. There is no reason for me not to be joyful. There's all the reason to be joyful because God died for me while I was still a sinner, when I should have been dead. Remember that this week as you go out there, and be joyful because Jesus died for you. Have a good night.